In March, veteran NHL referee Tim Peel brought his notable career to a tragic end. Tim was on track to retire after the current season. Instead, he was "retired" in quotes from the ice by the NHL. His release was a direct result of an offhanded comment he made to one of his partners during a game between Nashville and Detroit. Standing near the Nashville bench, Tim did not realize he was in range of an open mic, and what he said went well beyond his partner. After having made a call on Nashville early in the second period, Tim made a point, including a profanity for emphasis, that he wanted to call an early penalty on Nashville. He did not say why he wanted to do that, but one could surmise he wanted to stake out territory for the second period because of the stuff that happened in the first period, or he wanted to even things up, in quotes, or he felt an earlier call was not worthy and tried to smooth things over with words. All interpretations of his comments simply lead to a bad place for us in officiating. Within hours, the firestorm erupted. The media and the fans were outraged. They collectively said Tim's comments showed officials play favorites. They make calls up. They use make-up calls. Bad stuff. The league acted swiftly. The Nashville-Detroit game was to be Tim's last on-ice experience. His career was over. The furor that ensued drove the issue well beyond the NHL. Virtually all major news outlets picked up the story, even including the venerable Hollywood Reporter, which covers the film industry. Why, you might ask? Sports are a crucial element within the fabric of our society, our culture. Organized sports help define who we are, what our aspirations are, and they provide us with a sense of purpose. People want to believe in sports. They want to believe in the outcomes of sporting contests. Without such believability of outcomes, sports as we know them become theater only. Those who own the games know that full well. That is why they are so dedicated to ensuring we are held to the highest ethical standard and that we hold ourselves to that standard. A countervailing force to be reckoned with is the general belief among fans, the media, and sadly even some administrators that we officials have agendas, again in quotes. Many believe we make up calls and that we make calls to even things up. Many believe we care who wins. These believers have an insurmountable blind spot, one that precludes them from seeing the fact of our impartiality. Thus, when an official slips the lip with an open mic nearby, they seize that opportunity to scream, "See, I knew it! I told you so!" The insurmountable blind spot will never be cleared. In the week following Tim's impropriety, I was asked to do 2 radio interviews with Canadian stations. In both cases, after vetting what had happened that night, I was asked what the takeaway is for us. My response was this: the tragic end to an officiating career is not something I like to witness. In this case, though, that end was self-administered. In some measure, there is an element of unfairness to what happened. But at the end of the day, officials have no wiggle room when it comes to making statements, publicly for sure and privately just as much in my opinion, that any reasonable person can interpret to mean we have an agenda. We want to get even, or we care who wins. That is a boundary line that, when stepped over, can and should lead in only one direction: the end of being an official, the end of having credibility as an official. Yes, there can be a road back, but it will be unpaved and full of ruts. When people lose trust in you, rebuilding that trust becomes working a big stone with a small chisel. As in life, so in officiating. The folks yelling at us, might not like our calls, but they want to believe that we are only inept, not corrupt. Thank you.